President Biden will finally talk about border security tonight during his address to the nation. It comes amid fears of a Hamas-style terror attack happening right here on American soil. According to reports, some of the $100 billion he's requesting from Congress will go to the U.S.-Mexico border, but that money will be split among other priorities like Israel, Ukraine, and Taiwan. That comes as more potential terrorists are slipping past the open border. U.S. Customs confirming that a fourth Iranian special interest alien was apprehended this month in Eagle Pass, Texas. All right, Jesse, you know, in the first 17 days of this fiscal year, more than 108,000 migrants have been encountered in the southwest border, and they released over 85,000 of them. So if 3/4 of the terrorists make it into our country, is this the biggest national security issue we face?
Don't make me do math on live TV, Judge. It is, and I want to know what this money is going to do at the border, because they're always talking about these high-tech systems that they can use and deploy instead of a wall. Like what? You can't answer. Surveillance? Okay, so you just watch them walk across? It doesn't mean anything.
From my drone.
So what does it matter if you spend extra money on the border if an Iranian is still going to cross and Joe Biden's Border Patrol is going to give him a court date in 2029 to show up? It doesn't make a damn difference.
And, you know, Shannon, the crazy part is once they get a court date, people argue they're here legally because they have a court date. But I think the more important question is that the State Department today issued an alert for all Americans abroad for potential terrorist attacks. How did we get to the point where it's the U.S. citizens now who have to watch their back?
Well, at home or abroad, because in fiscal year for last year ending, it was the highest number ever, a record number of people who came to the border that were encountered who were on some type of terror watch list. They were a family member, an associate was. Those are the only ones that we know about. I mean, who knows with the gotaways? We don't know. Our polling last week from Fox News, when people were asked, not Republicans, but Americans were asked, what do you think about the southern border? 48% said it is an emergency, almost half of them. Another 37% said that it's a major problem. So to do the math, and I keep it simple, 85% of Americans said it's either a major problem or an emergency. So I don't know how much the president's going to talk about this tonight. I don't know. It's a terrible topic for him. He is way upside down when it comes to his ratings on handling the border.
All right. You know, Greg, $100 billion, 60% going to Ukraine, 40% Israel, Taiwan, and our border. Why do we get the crumbs?
I don't know. It seems like Ukraine's border is more important, you know. And then meanwhile, you have the media, and I think it was Axios, who are trying to deny our own eyeballs, like calling the most basic reporting, pointing a camera at the border and seeing thousands of young men cross and saying that's fake news. Apparently, the problem here is they have their own assumptions that they have redefined as facts because they're held hostage in their own bubble. It's almost impossible to fight that because they can't change their mind. It's a sunk cost of their own beliefs. And aside from that, you have to, it's sad to say, I think they're already here. We saw the sociopaths celebrating a massacre in all these cities. You see these protests. These are people being radicalized. They don't have to come from another country, right? That's the issue. And these are not Mexicans or Venezuelans.
You know, Jessica, the Axios report that Greg is talking about claims that the border is a myth started by conservatives. So then how do you explain the 1.6 million gotaways during the administration?
I've never bought into that kind of talk about it. You can obviously see certain things, and we know that it's not a myth. We can also acknowledge that things that were billed that they were going to happen, like all the caravans that were coming over, et cetera, didn't end up panning out the way that a lot of people in the Republican Party told us that they would. But you don't have to say that it's a myth. It's just then they're all coming. They're all going to.
That's a big caravan.
Okay. Well, we know from the midterm election results that that was a big bomb in terms of Republican messaging. You ran on crime and caravans coming. Showed footage constantly of it, and guess what? People turned out and voted for Democrats.
Because of Roe v. Wade.
It was the Dobbs decision. Up next.
Well, wait, I'm not done.
Oh.
Okay. As fun as that was. So to Shannon's point, this is an issue that matters a lot to Americans. Therefore, it should be addressed. And just take the W. This is a lesson that I never understand why people don't learn in politics. Like Biden now is building hard wall, right? Like Everyone wanted him to do that. Now it's happening. He says it was money that was appropriated. It has to spend it, et cetera. Take the W on this. Take the $40 billion. Take it on the wall and hope that there's positive change. Now I am done. I hope you enjoyed.
Hope and change.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.